live for it.
Good afternoon, welcome to East Grinstead Hockey Club at St Hill, where Reading are facing East Grinstead. It looks to be a very, very good game as both teams start to warm up. I believe earlier on the EG Women's secured a win, or win-draw even, which is very good for them as they look to go top of their group, I believe. Very good achievement. We have a couple players for the EG team. It's quite an emotional game with Richard Lane making his last game in the Premier League after 24 years of hard dedication to the sport. We also have Rich Curtis, who's making his last home game appearance in goal. He's been playing for EG for countless years and has made an unlimitless amount of contributions. Unfortunately, Ross Stott got injured last game against Nottingham. That was his last game, unfortunately, as well. So there's a couple of boys in EG who are looking to put on a big performance, and it's quite an emotional game, so it looks to be a good one. In the EG team, we have Rich Curtis in goal, as I said, Dan Faulkner, Max Lowry at the back, Josh Gravestock, Sam Knight, Richard Lane in the middle, with Hugh Pembroke, Trevor Delora, Isaac Farrant, Simon Faulkner's captain, Archie Phillips, Ali Clift, Matt Blood, Mike Wood, and to finish off, James Smith. On the Reading side, we have Lewis Fraser, Charlie Ellison, Monty Neve, Will Holdenanis, Ben Hooper, Ben Mackey, Greg Ahern, Matt Richards, Tom Minnell, Ethan Chapman, Harrison Smith, Toby Bourne Hayward, Joseph Murphy, Dan Cox, Harry Grinham, George Johnston, Owen Lloyd, Chris Weaver. We'll be back in a few minutes for the start of the game when East Grinstead look on to take Reading Hockey Club.
found a new gear this year, and she's showing the academic results to prove it. We know the quiet hours she's put in.
Tom is thriving. He's really settled into his new boarding house, made great friends. I mean, he talks too much, but I imagine that comes as a little surprise to you.
Her hockey is impressive, and the county call-up was completely deserved. She made us all very proud that day.
His success with the debating team has definitely boosted his confidence in the classroom as well.
But the most obvious thing,
And the most important thing
is that she's very happy at Worth.
is that he is very happy at Worth.
Hello, sports fans. Thank you for tuning in, all 26 of you, for East Grinstead men's first team versus Reading in the second last game of the Men's England Hockey Premier Division 2023-24. More commentary from myself and Jack Webb to come once the game proceeds. Teams are just lining up, ready for the lineups. Matt Blood's giving me a wink, he's looking ready. As the boys just come up, greeting the fans, greeting the ball boys. Richard Lane with a fresh trim for the game, looking very sharp. Dan Faulkner less so. And Reading Hockey Club just making their way up the stairs, looking very nervous. Potentially the last game in the Premier League for them this year. You could cut through the tension in the crowd with a knife as the crowds flood in their masses to see what could be one of the most historic games of Reading Hockey Club's history. And as the fans applaud in their masses for the East Grinstead and Reading Hockey Club lining up. Little bit of confusion from the East Grinstead team here as to which way to face. Let's hope that doesn't transpire onto the pitch a bit later. And this is just a lovely touch. Richard Lane retiring from hockey. Richard Lane, ex-England international player, and has played in the Premier League for, I don't know, does anyone have an idea? Must be upwards of 20, 24, 25 years. This guy is a hockey legend, and the sports will severely miss him, as well as his quads. And then coming onto the pitch is Ross Stott, who unfortunately is missing his last game due to a broken thumb. But again, Ross, EG legend, has been at the club for 14 years. Scotland international, absolute Premier League legend. He's also got a wonderful beard. And I know this will be a very emotional day for him, having to watch from the sideline. But Richard, Ross, thank you very much for your service to the club. And I'm sure you'll enjoy that bottle of sparkles a bit later tonight. As the teams embrace one last time for what is an absolutely crucial game for Reading. Currently lying bottom of the Premier League on 8 points, a win is an absolute must if they have any chance of staying up in the Premier League. Let's see how it goes. Ben Mackey, ex-East Grinstead player, just running back there, having a bit of banter with his ex-teammates. I don't think there'll be much more of that as we go into the huddles. Mascots are running off now, and the teams are ready. And this just is a good opportunity for me to introduce you to my co-host for the evening, Jack Webb. Hi, Jack.
Hi Ollie, how's it going?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Jack, what do you reckon Simon Faulkner is saying to the boys right now?
Do you know what? Having been in the team talk for a fair amount of games this season, I can tell you now he's going to be prepping the team. He's going to be telling them no matter what, East Grinstead are safe. It's not really a big game for them. He'll be telling them, that doesn't matter. We want to go put it to them. We want to put out a statement, and East Grinstead want to win.
Absolutely. I mean, there's maybe 4 lads in this team who were in the team last year, so almost you've got to look at this as a pre-season game for next year, looking forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the likes of yourself and all the Nottingham boys coming down, it's been a great atmosphere change, and I think next year's looking really exciting for East Grinstead. Missing out by 1 point to get into the top 7 or top 8 was it? Yeah, really unlucky. And I think next year they can build upon this and use this game as fuel for the next season.
Mate, I absolutely agree with that. You can hear the noise difference between the East Grinstead lot and the Reading lot. The East Grinstead boys definitely stand up for it. Let's see if this can translate into action and not just noise.
Yeah, so actually a couple of my ex-teammates from England are in the Reading lineup, looking rather nervous.
Oh yeah, have you got a word on any of the lads that you know in the Reading side?
Yeah, Monteneve just walking off the pitch. He's a great hockey player. He's currently playing EDP. This boy can run, and let me tell you, he got the quickest time for 16 pitch lengths, I think, in the whole GB setup, which is immaculate. So that's something to look out for.
And that is a serious personality trait. And just for the viewers at home, what number is this lad that we need to be looking out for?
He's currently on the bench, number 7. Look out for him.
So viewers, number 7 apparently from Reading. If you see a flash of blue going past you, Jack Webb tells us that it's probably going to be Monty Neve from Reading Hockey Club. Monty, if you want to come to East Grinstead next year, then send us a text. And we are off with Ben Mackey, ex-England, ex-EG player on the ball. Reading just looking like they're controlling the ball nicely. First few phases, getting the nerves out of their sticks and their feet. Ooh, slight little mistrap there to start with.
So, Ollie, how do you think this first quarter is going to shape out?
Well, let's find out now. As Reading have actually had the first bite at the cherry, let's hope that doesn't sort of pan out for the rest of the quarter. But, I think from the way that the warm-ups were conducted, I think EG seem very up for this game. So I've got a feeling that if they can hold out, score a goal and keep a clean sheet in this first quarter, then my predictions are that East Grinstead will go on to win relatively comfortably. And just for those at home, the dugout here is wooden, and I've got my hand firmly on that. So hopefully the commentator's curse doesn't strike. What about you, Jack?
Absolutely. I think EG, I spoke to a couple of the boys before the game, and they all seem really up for it, especially Max Lowry. He's come off the back of a couple goals. In fact, I think he scored every single game in this second half of the season, which is incredible. EG top goal scorer, he's up for it.
Max Lowry has turned into an absolute demon over the last few weeks, flicking them left, right and centre. But saying that, a special shout out has to go to Simon Faulkner, who last week flicked the first ball in 7 years off the ground and absolutely nailed one into the top corner against University of Nottingham to make it 6-2, I believe the final score was. So that was a nice moment for him.
What a game it was. Yeah, just to reflect on that, EG did win 6-2 against Nottingham. A bit of a game. I think it's the most goals that we've scored in a game, which is amazing.
Well, I think it's the first time we scored more than 2, Jack. And that, if people for the viewers at home, Jack is a forward, so it's a bit of tongue-in-cheek banter towards him.
Yes, Oliver, and you are a keeper.
So Simon Faulkner just testing the Reading defence there, putting in a nice little knee-height bobbler. Trevor Delora getting stick to it, but just struggling to get it under control.
Yeah, and the team talk, I think that it was, keep calm, keep composed, and the boys looked to sort of press out. I think a nice little 65 press. Ben Mackey on the ball. This man is composed. I've never seen him lose the ball, I'll be honest.
I have. We got Isaac Farrant here, just pushing up. The lads in a very menacing-looking full press here. Laney, can they win it? Matt Blood with a very strong reverse stick tackle there. What's he going to do now? Matt Blood very composed as a player. Dribbling up, fancies it. Little pass into Isaac Farrant, who's looking menacing. And a good shave tackle there from Ben Hooper from Reading. Ben Hooper, young one athlete, number 9 for Reading, an ex-EDP player, very handy player himself actually. Just sitting nicely in that middle part of the park. And we'd just like to give a quick shout out to Tom Tyres and the EG boys out in Jersey. Tom's told me that you boys are having a lot of fun and still behaving yourselves very well. So keep that up and play very well in your tournament.
Yeah, we'd just like to welcome you to the comment section. If you do have any questions, feel free to answer or put them in there. We'll try and answer them as best we can.
Absolutely.
As well as that, don't be afraid to like the live stream as well. It does help us get some more viewers, and that would be much appreciated.
And East Grinstead here, winning the ball nicely from this this high press that they've got set. Matt Blood again on the ball in that sort of menacing high centre half position, doing very well to win the ball and then sort of ship it on nicely, as Hugh Pembroke just lets the ball trickle off the sideline for a Reading ball.
It's a nice word using there, menacing. I've heard that a couple of times already in the first quarter. Yeah. Well, I think it's crucial to mention that, off the back of a 6-2 win, EG looked to put 7 or 8 past Reading, as they're much capable of to do so. Max Lowry on the ball, looking forward to sight, good skill. Reading looking to press out here. Dodgy ball to Ali Clift. It's a great touch. Ali Clift, calm and composed as the UG2 players give him a bit of stick.
Yeah, a really good bit of composure there from Ali, showing his professionalism that he sort of has in all facets of life. That guy really keeps calm under pressure, doesn't he, Jack?
I mean, he is one of a kind, really. EG in high transfer, looking to find one of the forwards. Can they connect? Cy Faulkner playing back around. It's a great ball by Max Lowry. Splits the defender. Onto Dan. Faces to Ali, as we spoke about. His calm composure. What can he do? And unfortunately, on this occasion, he has lost the ball. Reading here, coming forwards. It's great skill. Now, this could be bad for EG. Reading looks to counter-attack. Down the right side. Play the ball down. Max Lowry looks to face up the attacker. Hugh, as always, he's back there. I'll tell you what, this man is a great defender. He will put his body on the line, as we found out.
Well, yeah, we saw that against Oxted a few weeks ago. Despite losing the game, Hugh Pembroke absolutely ran a full pitch sprint to get back for a sliding tackle to save a goal. It was one of the best things I've ever seen, actually. And East Grinstead are looking really, really menacing in this attack. They've got some nice shape going forwards, with Matt Blood and Hugh Pembroke looking up really nicely.
Hugh stroked a couple of these little aerials. I think they're looking for the top right corner so they can drive down the baseline and hopefully win some corners for.
And here we go. Here is Neve, number 7, Jack Webb, star man. Let's see what he's got in the locker. He's playing it right forwards for the viewers watching at home. And looking at Woody just pushing up the pitch at left half. Nottingham just happy to sit. Max Lowry looking forwards. As Trevor, that is a lovely ball from Max, but just unfortunately Trevor couldn't get that under control on his reverse stick. But a really nice looking ball from Max there.
I'll tell you what, Max Lowry plays the ball well on the floor, but I'll tell you what, if they can get the ball to air, he can chuck an absolute bomb.
And the Reading coach looking a little bit animated on the sideline, asking for a bit of height. So that might be something we might see a little bit more of from the... as Matt Blood, unlucky, but does a really nice job slowing the ball down there on his reverse stick. Max Lowry, can he keep composed on the top of the D? Showing some lovely hands there, Max Lowry. We talk about him playing on the floor and playing in the air, but my God, that guy's got hands as well.
The umpires call 5, making sure the players are well aware of the rule. Seems to be quite a big rule, and we seem to see a lot of corners given away so cheaply from the 5 rule. One that no player seems to truly understand.
Well, you see it across the league a lot recently, as Ali Cliff just drives inside for a lovely ball to Matt Blood. But we're seeing it a lot at the moment. Teams sort of looking to play aerials into the D. It's happening a lot in the Dutch leagues. And I think it's something that a lot of the English teams are trying to capitalise on. Let's see if Matt Blood can pull it out the bag. No, he passes it backwards again. Shock.
Classic Nottingham.
Oh, unlucky there from Mike Woods. Just miscontrolling it onto his foot. But again, EG are looking really good going forwards. And hopefully, Jack, this can end up in some goals, which we would love to celebrate.
Yeah, I mean, neither side has had a clear-cut chance, I'd say. I think it's been fairly even in the middle, bit of a battle as Reading looks to come forwards. As I say, playing backwards, bit of possession. They won't mind just keeping the ball, getting a feel for the game, getting comfortable, and then look to try and capitalise. Matt Blood picking the ball up in the midfield for East Grinstead.
Matt Blood unfortunate there with pressure on behind from two of the Reading lads. But the boys react well and get into their deep defence. The deep defence is something that the EG lads really pride themselves on. Very compact. As Sam Knight looks to spring out, what can he do? Can we win the ball in here? Good bit of pressure from the lads. But well played from Reading number 20 there. Just releasing the ball back to his fullback. As Reading looks to play forwards with Sam Knight with a nice touch inside. So Sam Knight, I think, is trialling a new type of stick today with 120% carbon. So that might be reflected in some of his first-time touches. But nonetheless, we'll see how that ends up going. As Hugh Page has a lovely turn on his forehand into the pitch. Plays it nicely to James Smith. Out wide to Sam, who delivers it across the goal, but a nice low left hand there from the Reading player.
Yeah, I think it's just nice to add that Sam Knight, he's looking to break into the senior squad of the Scottish team. Looking to find the footsteps of Ross Stott and the likes of some other EG players. It'd be a great achievement for him, and I wish him all the best.
Absolutely. And again, guys, we'd really encourage you to get some questions in the chat for myself and Jack. Jack at the moment is playing at a very, very high level of hockey, so is ready to answer any of your questions as and when they come along.
Yeah, I'm pretty gutted actually not to be playing with in the game today. We've been quite nice to play alongside Laney, my teacher, my former housemaster, and just a great bloke. And see him off would be really nice, but. Fortunately, it wasn't to be today.
I'll tell you what would be lovely is a Richard Lane and a goal today would be great. Unlikely, though, is the shouts that I'm getting from my colleagues beside me.
You never know, though. Ross starting his last touch of the game against, who was it? Nottingham. He actually managed to score, and I think that's his third goal in 14 years. Yeah, who would have thought? I mean, that's amazing. I've been told 14 outdoor goals. Last touch, he did manage to get his 14th, which is pretty good.
But the stat man is informing us that he's got 28 goal. No.
Oh no!
Goal from James Smith. Smithy embraces Archie Phillips in his arms as he scores a lovely, upright reverse. We were so busy chatting about Ross Stott's prolific indoor goal scoring. 84 is the number, if anyone wondering. James Smith knocks in an absolutely lovely goal to make it 1-0 to the good lads.
I mean, it came out of absolutely nowhere. Ball bobbling up in the D. James Smith taking no prisoners. He comes in and he's just outright reversed it. I mean, absolutely class from the lad.
James Smith will be absolutely delighted with that because when we last played, let's have a look at this on the replay, guys. No. As I was saying, James Smith scored a goal against Reading away that got disallowed. Absolute screamer of a stick, top corner. So he'll be very happy to have got one back. One that's actually going to count in the books of England hockey.
The team talk was, if we can score 1 or 2 in the first quarter, get their heads down, maybe we can start to properly punish them and get a big result out here.
East Grinstead here, just going to look to get into their high line. As you see, Simon and Dan Faulkner, the two brothers. Archie Phillips just crushing one in, swept up by Reading number 13. picked up now by Mike Woods. Swings it around to Simon. Looking forwards, but plays it to his younger brother Daniel. And Reading doing very well actually here to push East Grinstead right back to their halfway line. Let's see what East Grinstead can do now. And a very good reverse stick, one-handed tackle by the Reading left half. Let's see what Simon Faulkner can do here. Again, Reading have done very well on the edge of their D, just to shut down this Nottingham attack and make sure that we don't get too many chances, or clear-cut chances, should I say, around the outside of the D. As Simon Faulkner just loses the ball there, as the Reading right forward, number 23, cascades down the right-hand side of the pitch. Let's see, Daniel Faulkner with a lovely tackle on his forehand, looks to play forward to Richard Lane. As the umpire reaches for his pocket, to Hugh Pembroke. I'm not sure what that's for. I don't know if any...
I believe it was for a stick tackle, although I didn't quite see it. I mean, that's what the umpire said, but yeah.
Look, if the umpire saw it, the umpire saw it. So there's no criticisms there, but...
Whatever they say, it does indeed go. Reading with a great opportunity here to play over to the left. He's an acre of space. As he enters the D, he plays it across. Foot. Against Reading. East Grinstead 16.
And the Reading forward is absolutely distraught with that call. But East Grinstead will have absolutely no complaints from that correct call from the umpire. As they just ship it over to the left where Ali Clift is sitting in a nice bit of space. Plays it forward to Trevor with a lovely touch. And Trevor puts on the afterburners, brings it onto his reverse stick. Let's see what magic he can produce. And puts it onto a lovely foot. Trevor Delora there with a little bit of magic. Trevor, of course, being a member of the South African men's squads, hopefully looking to break into the Olympic squads for the coming cycle. So hopefully the South African selectors are watching that. I can go straight onto his highlight reel. So we've just got a great question from Rosie. And Rosie has asked, Jack, who's your biggest idol?
It'd only be right to say Richard Lane. It's just on the day. I mean, he has been a bit of a role model for me for the past 4 years, you know. Basically my second father. I boarded at a school called Ardingly just down the road, and he was my housemaster. You know, he fostered me, took me to training, and he's out here playing today with a lovely new haircut.
Absolutely. Now we could draw the viewers' attention to the short corner where we've got Max Lowry and Simon Faulkner both on the top of the castles. Now Max Lowry obviously on fine consistent form as a flicker, but Simon, for the viewers watching at home, must have seen Simon score that lovely high flick. Let's see what the boys pull out now. Inject, gone to Max Lowry, flick, ran down very nicely by the Reading runner, but it must have just clipped his shin pad as the umpire awards a short corner again. So Jack, what do you reckon? Do you think the boys will stick to the same call?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to, you know, give a couple of corners to Max Lowry, especially in the dying moments of the first quarter. I think we know what he's capable of, and hopefully we get to see it.
Shift short, ejection out to Max Lowry, but it's just a mistrap from Archie. Let's see if that's part of the routine. Drives in hard to the shoulder, and it's a slide tackle from the Reading player for a short corner. See, I don't know about you, Jack, but I would argue there that the player went to ground to make the tackle, which should actually mean it's a yellow card. I'm not sure what your take on the ruling there is.
I was hoping for P-flick, yellow card, bosh, bush, bosh.
Well, yeah, but you know, again, as we said earlier, the umpires are always right, as in customer service.
Do you know what? I think it'd be pretty hard or pretty harsh to give away a yellow card so early in the game. I think it'd be gutting for Reading. However, East Grinstead have got another chance at the corner. Let's hope it doesn't get mistrapped this time.
Jackson Simon Faulkner flicks low, straight on the barrel, but can Faz pick it up? Bit of scramble round. It was a good save by the Reading keeper there, just with a tricky little flick to his feet. As the whistle for the first quarter goes, And it finishes 1-0. Jack, do you think that's a fair reflection of the game so far?
Do you know what? I think both teams have had good chances, running on a bit of a counter-attack and an unfortunate call for them. But in all honesty, I think East Grinstead have had the better of the bunch, and as it shows in the scoreline.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think Reading have had some opportunities going forwards, but I really think that East Grinstead, in terms of their consistent threat towards goal, have definitely been the most consistent. I was a bit disappointed there. I thought Isaac Farrant might have trapped it and bagged a goal. You saw he was moving his feet like he was on the dance floor in Infernos, but unfortunately he just couldn't move them quick enough. That's probably a reflection of how good his dance moves are. And we have another question from Sammy, and this goes to Jack Webb. Who would you rather have supporting you, the EG Faithful or the Ardingly Ultras?
This is a tricky question. So last Thursday we went down to Bath, the Ardingly, down there lot, and we took on a strong Kingwood side, and the Ardingly Ultras did make their way down, and it was great to have them alongside 300 of the Kingswood fans, and I think arguably they were louder. We haven't seen much from the EG Faithful today. I was hoping for a little bit more noise, and hopefully they can bring that in the second half. But so to speak, I'd have to say Ardingly Ultras.
Yeah, I think the talisman of the EG Ultras, Mike Lewis, being away, has affected the boys' morale and volume from the sideline. But fair play to the lads coming out every game, rain or shine. They really do make a big difference, and we appreciate them a lot. And a lovely little bit of low left-hand blocking from Matt Blood as Reading drive into the D. Do
you know what, Ollie? I think that's a corner. I think that's the wrong decision from the umpire.
Body. But as we said, the umpires are never wrong, and I'm sure that the boys are not going to argue with that. As Reading just tried to mount an attack here, pressuring down that right-hand side of the pitch. Really nicely swept up by Simon. Looked a little bit annoyed that he didn't pick up the ball cleanly, but nonetheless, better than the ball being in the D. And again, Simon managing to collect this one, and he's got a bit of a wry smile on his face there, Simon. As the boys just playing around with it in the corner, and the ball goes off for a 16-yard hit out.
Looking over the EG Faithful, I can see a drum. It's not currently being used. I think they're waiting for the right opportunity. I don't know if that comes soon enough as Max Lowry passes the ball to Dan Faulkner to look to control the game, get under their grips, and hopefully score another one as Trev Delora is on the ball down the right. Plays a lovely ball to Archie Phillips. Archie Phillips has the D. Foot corner, East Grinstead.
That is a lovely bit of interplay between the boys on the right-hand side. I'm sure that Wes Jackson, head coach, would have been telling the boys that's where the weakness is. And I'll tell you what, the boys have absolutely nailed it.
Let's hope they can execute this corner now. I think it's important to say that we've been very, very clinical with the corners in the second half of the season. Yes, clinical. However, in the game today, I think was it three corners? 2 corners not put away to bed, which is unlike them. But let's hope at the 4th corner we can put one away.
Injection to Max Lowry, and really well run down by this Reading runner. This Reading runner has got a magnet on his shin pads. Honestly, the kid is mental. Fair play to him. He's Reading have now kept out 3 of East Grinstead's short corners, and I'm sure Max Lowry will not be happy with that statistic. So let's see if he can channel some of that aggression, or Simon Faulkner.
I think we can see a routine here, maybe.
Max Lowry.
No, flicks.
It hard.
Oh.
And Jack, you were right. Hugh Pembroke on his belly. Very close to getting that, but the Reading keeper just giving a little clap to his PCD unit. And Reading will be very, very happy with 0 from 4 goals from penalty corners at the moment.
Yeah, agreed. I think that's a great stat, especially against a team as strong as East Grinstead in the corners.
But on the flip side of that, East Grinstead will be happy with the scoreline of 1-0. So swings and roundabouts, I suppose, for Reading.
Win some, you lose some, eh?
Let's hope we win some. Archie Phillips with a lovely touch inside, just playing it onto James Smith. Let's see what Smithy can do, the goal scorer, as he's swarmed by 5 blue shirts and just robbed by Ben Mackey.
There he is, the main man, Montaneve. Playing on the right. It's not a bad idea from the Reading guys. It's a long corner.
So a little fun fact actually about number 11 from Reading, Ben Mackey, is that when he plays golf, he only ever uses a 7-iron or below. He's too scared to use any club higher than a 7-iron because of how inconsistent his swing is.
Clearly doesn't trust his abilities.
No, clearly not. But the guy is very good out the bunker. I've seen the man do a nice splash out with a sand wedge, and oh my God, it is special. There's Reading just attacking down that left sand-hand side of their pitch as they look at it. But nicely won there by Max Lowry. Hugh Pembroke. Shout out to A2 though. Hugh Pembroke just controlling the ball nicely in there as he links up with Max Lowry. Opens it up, plays it lovely down the line to Isaac, who just tries to bundle his way through the Reading stick, and it goes off for a sideline. Aerial intercepted by the Reading player. And that is an absolutely textbook left-hand low tackle there from Ali Cliff. You just don't get more textbook than that in the hockey dictionary.
It's nice to see the McClay family in the chat. I think they're referring to my my scrum cap incident on Thursday, which did allow me to play. Hasn't allowed me to play today, but yeah, it was not a good moment for me, to be honest.
I'm not sure Max Lowry would be too happy with Dan there. Dan just fishing for the ball, putting Max off a little bit. But Max Lowry, with the quality that he's got and the international experience that he's got behind him, traps the ball nice and cleanly. And if he didn't, then Reading would have been in 1-on-1 with Rich Curtis, the goalkeeper.
Not that it would have mattered anyway. Rich Curtis, an absolute brick wall in there.
And East Grinstead are making some lovely little turns down the right-hand side. Matt Blood just showing some of his technical ability there. It doesn't come up very often. That guy has got stiff hands. As he plays a lovely ball into the D. Just Sham Knight there displaying his 120% stick. As Dan Faulkner in absolute dismay as one of the Reading boys dribbles past about 8 of the players, as he just takes matters into his own hands and secures the ball for a free hit. East Grinstead ball.
As the sun sets, the lights gleam a bit brighter on Matthew Blood as he plays the ball. Not successfully.
You don't see that too often from Matt. That guy is usually Mr. Consistent. But just throwing out a right pass there. But again, very quickly won back by East Grinstead, which, to be credit to them, has been a big success for them this game. The boys have had a lot of success in their press and have very successfully won the ball. As Hugh Pembroke hits the deck, and the umpire reached for his cards.
Now that is what I was talking about, the 5 rule. They take it very seriously, don't they?
Well,
yellow card, green card for the Reading.
Jack Webb, you've absolutely predicted it, as Ben Hooper comes off the pitch with again a little wry smile to the umpire, but He definitely did encroach into Hugh Pembroke's 5 metre radius.
A call of no point from Ben Hooper.
Now, Jack, if you were Wes Jackson, how would you tell the boys? What would you be saying to the boys now? A man up, looking to score some more goals. What would your coaching wisdom be?
I'd stick to the game plan. I'd say full man-to-man with the spare. Up we go, press the fullbacks, and hopefully get one back. Or not one back.
And as we say that, we hear the shout from the sideline from Wesley Jackson for full man-to-man. That just shows how dialed in Mr. Webby to my right is. Reading playing a nice ball from a fullback to a left half. Can Ali Cliff keep them outside? Is Reading play a dangerous ball into the D? Who's going to get the first shot? Into Hugh Pembroke. And what is the umpire given?
Danger man, Montenegro winning a corner.
Well, again, Webby, you've called it. Hugh Pembroke, not much you can do there as a defender. He got himself in the way. And unfortunately, the Reading player just topped it into Hugh's leg. I think he sort of had calls that it might have been his above his knee. But the umpire disagrees. And it's a short corner to Reading.
First corner for Reading. I think Ben Mackey from the top, it looks like. No, it doesn't. Ben Mackey's off the pitch, although that was the call in the team talk. I'm going to call Castle 1, bottom left.
And East Grinstead again, looking very speedy with their PCD kits donning. Dan Faulkner does like to remind the opposition team that there is no official rule about the amount of time that you can spend putting your kit on. But it does get rather frustrating when you stood in the cold watching him take a year to put it on. I'm sure the viewers at home will be less frustrated given that they're in nice warm homes. As the boys line up, Rich Curtis in the goal. Goes to Castle 2, trapped, flicked, and a lovely finish just above Rich Curtis's leg. He gets a little touch on it, but there's not too much you can be annoyed with that.
I believe goal scorer at number 15. It's a great flick to the bottom right.
Tom Minnell, we have word, is the goal scorer, the man with the headband, and now the man with the goal, who has made it 1-1. 7 minutes and 15 seconds on our clock into the second quarter. As East Grinstead just reset, Max Larry looking to play a long ball down to Richard Lane. Nicely picked up by the man with the red stick on the Reading team.
Now,
Pun intended.
How important or how crucial do you think that's going to be for Reading getting that goal back?
Well, look, Webby, as I said, if Reading manage to keep the goal difference narrow in this game, they're always going to have a sniff. And for a team like this, with the importance riding on this game, if EG let them keep sniffing away, they will capitalise with the experience that they've got. So I think that's crucial. EG really now needs to have a big effort to keep the ball out of the goal.
And they have the ball in the D. Ali Clift, experienced player, showing his experience there. A Reading player backing into Ali Clift as he looks to play quickly to Richard Lane. On his last game, plays a lovely ball down to Sam Knight. Can he get there? Unfortunately not.
Calls 20%.
Calls from Shofrem from the Reading sideline. Maybe not too many options up top for them.
Ooh, commentator's curse could it be?
Yes.
Reading drive
oh my
in
goodness.
and win a short corner. Absolutely classic commentator's curse there from Webby. As Reading get their second corner of the game, looking to make it 100% conversion rate.
Need to get my hands out of my pockets and onto the wooden bit right in front of me.
So, just a quick question. We've got our we have our end of season, well, nearly end of season awards in the running. Player of the season. Who are you going to go for? Obviously, with 2 more games, but with the last 2 games in mind and this game, who are you going to go for?
Indeed, I have gone for Hugh Pembroke. I believe the Aussie man he's coming to the side and he's just done absolute bits. He's a very good-looking bloke. That's not it. He has scored, I think, Five goals, is it?
Loads.
Too many to count. He's a great bloke as well, and he's a joy to play with. And he'll put his heart and soul on the line for East Grinstead.
He'll put his heart and soul on the line, but he won't put his body on the line for a short corner defence. As we have, let's try and have a look there. We've got Sam Knight, we've got James Smith, Simon Faulkner, and Ali Clift lining up in the PCD next to Richard Curtis in the red and the blue as the Reading lads settle down. Number 15, the goal scorer on the right, Castle, goes back to him, flicks it, deflection, and the umpire is given a short corner re-award. Any complaints there, do you think, from the EG lads, or is that a fair award?
I think it's a fair award. I think it's they'll be happy with the job as long as the ball doesn't go in the back of the net, so they can do the same this time with the menacing flicker off Castle 2, it looks like.
Yes, let's see if they go back to them. Yep, C2, flick low to the exact same place. Same flicker, number 15 with the headbands. Let's just have a look at this this replay and see what happens. So Richard Curtis will not be happy with his number one runner there. The general rule of thumb is that the number one runner should be blocking off the left-hand side of the goal for any of our sort of less hockey adept viewers. So I think Rich will be having some words with the PCD unit in a minute. Just make sure that they're doing their jobs so that he can do his.
He's going to sit now on the back foot, looking to press a bit harder, play a bit harder, hopefully execute some corners as we have done so well in the past. Max Lowry sweeping up at the back there, plays to Ali Clift. Great ball down the middle to Gravy. He looks to turn, great skill. Ali Clift, what a move. I've got calls of father like son. Hand on the back there from Mike Wood. Reading ball.
And I'm informed by Mr. Simon Longhurst that is inherited from, genetically inherited from Ali's father, Robert Clift, who is an absolutely pronounced hockey player, international, and he's Grinstead as well. Yeah. So he's hockey heritage, as we like to call it here at East Grinstead, which we are absolutely full of. If you've had the pleasure of being in the clubhouse with all the trophies and the names on the wall, you will be absolutely aware of how much heritage we have at this club. Not that we've been alive for much of it, maybe.
Well, in fact, most of these guys made their debut before I was born, so that gives them some context.
Ben Mackey just looking forward for a long ball, touched off Josh Gravestock, and Max Lowry just showing the promise that the East Grinstead Hockey Club team might have against the cricket club later in the summer. So if any of the cricket lads are watching from the club, then they might have their notebooks out. As Reading Hockey Club look to play forward again. I think their tails are wagging a little bit now that they've got a couple of goals under their belts. And as I said, look, Reading Hockey Club are a team of dogs. If you give them a sniff, they will bite. As they look to bundle the ball in again for... Oh, I thought it was another short corner, but to the dismay of the Reading team, it's not.
Umpire's given a high ball there on Simon's thing, out on someone's leg. Hugh Pembroke, what a touch that is. I would say not 5. Umpire gives it.
And Webby, mate, that's probably why you gave him player of the season, because the guy is just outstanding. Number 10 on his back, 10 out of 10 on the pitch, 10 out of 10 in looks. The kid's got it all. He's just slightly stiff on the dance floor.
Sorla, you mentioned player of the season, but I think another question was most improved player. Who have you gone for?
Ooh, let's just take our attention to Max Lowry, who's just snubbed out a good opportunity there from Reading. Let's see what we'll see what the boys can do here. As Neves, the player to watch from Jack Webb, just dribbling nicely in. But let's see what Matt can do as he controls the ball on the sideline and wins the ball. As the umpire whistles the whistle for half time, and now we can come back to the question. The question was most improved, and I'm going to give my award to James Smith. So James come from Birmingham Uni, and he came with not much Premier League experience, if any. And James really stepped up to the plate, as we've seen with his goal today. And I think the way that the guys come in and conduct himself in training and at matches has been phenomenal, and is a real credit to himself and his university sides. He's also got a fantastic rig, and is a very strong man, which always goes down well with me. We're just going to go to a little advert break.
Izzy found a new gear this year, and she's showing the academic results to prove it. We know the quiet hours she's put in.
Tom is thriving. He's really settled into his new boarding house, made great friends. I mean, he talks too much, but I imagine that comes as a little surprise to you.
Her hockey is impressive, and the county call-up was completely deserved. She made us all very proud that day.
His success with the debating team has definitely boosted his confidence in the classroom as well.
But the most obvious
And
thing
the most important thing
is that she's very happy at Worth.
is that he is very happy at Worth.
Hello sports viewers, we are back, and so are the players as they line up at St Hill ready for the second half of this clash between Reading and East Grinstead. The score is currently 2-1 to the blue, as East Grinstead in the blue and the white look to bag a few more goals and take this game convincingly away from Reading's hands. As Richard Lane pushes back to Max Lowry to get the second half underway. And you don't see that very often from Max Lowry. A miss aerial. He's been incredibly consistent the whole year, really. But nevertheless, number 15, despite scoring 2 goals, struggles to pass the ball to his teammate over 10 yards. So, again, swings and roundabouts.
I'll tell you who's had a good game is Archie Phillips. He looks very lively and showing some good signs of skill, looking very positive for next year. As Richard Lane gets on the ball, shouts of 5 from EG number 2 as Archie Phillips comes in. No foot. Reading looks to play out. Good play for East Grinstead.
Webby, that is an excellent call about Archie Phillips. He's been Mr. Consistent, and I think if Hugh Pembroke doesn't end up getting player of the season, then I'm sure Archie will be in for a sniff. As again, he is an absolute rat, that guy. He runs and runs and runs and gets his stick in, and he does, yeah.
Nibbles on your clothes. He's always there.
He's also northern, which I'm sure helps. As Isaac Farrant loses the ball again. As Matt Blood looks to put on the afterburners. Matt is sort of typically renowned for his speed. He doesn't often display it, but he's got absolute wheels. As the Reading player, as the umpire stopped time, reached into his pocket, calls of objection, but Richard Lane in his testimonial final game gets shown the broccoli, and East Grinstead are awarded a penalty. No, Reading Hockey Club are awarded a penalty corner.
Richard Lane does not look too happy with the call, as he's looking for some way the umpires to return the decision, but as he takes his seat, it is not going to happen.
Yeah, Laney, with his plethora of experience in English hockey, will know that umpires are typically renowned for not overturning their decisions. They make them, and they stick with them usually. Right then, let's see if East Grinstead can fix up their short corner defence. Wasn't the best last time. Couple calls from the pitch saying that they need to sort it out. So Isaac Farrant, I think, will be the number 1 runner with Dan Faulkner alongside him. Choice of 2 good runners here. So let's see what the boys pull out of the bag. And hopefully the boys can keep it within a 1-goal difference. Headband number 15 in the short castle goes to the long castle for the hit, and it's hit Richard Curtis in the face, saved by Simon Faulkner.
May I say, Ollie, that is absolutely outstanding work from Rich Curtis.
That is crazy. He's led on the floor, and it has just nailed him in the face, and Simon Faulkner does a wonderful save off the line. Great camera work there from the camera crew, might I say, who are celebrating at the moment next to me.
Ollie, as a keeper, can you tell me how did you feel in that situation, and how you do that?
Well, I'll tell you, once East Grinstead managed to defend this short corner, as it goes to the long castle for a hit again. Rich Curtis lies down again.
Same outcome, EG.
And it hits him nicely again. So that technique there, Jack, is called logging for a goalkeeper. For any of our viewers who are less hockey aware, and the rule is that when you hit the ball from a short corner, it can't go above the D. No, it can't go above the backboards. And the logic is that as a goalkeeper, if you lie down on the floor, the ball shouldn't go over you. and that you should be able to cover most of the goal. Richard Curtis with his long body showing why keepers do it, and saving it nicely twice. As Reading shoots, save, and it's bundled
Oh, for goodness sake.
into the goal, as Curtis not happy there, as he shows, throwing his arms. And
Could not tell you who scored that goal. It was a bit of a mess in
Well,
there.
let's have a look at the replay. Saved, and it just goes over his head, and it's Neves, the player highlighted by Jack Webb, manages to put the bundling ball into the back of the goal. And as I said, Webby, you give this team a sniff and they will bite, and biteth they have. 3-1 now, 2-goal difference to the worst team in blue. Oh, Isaac Farrant will be, and it's a corner!
Would you believe it?
The calls were loud, and it has transpired into a corner.
Usually, if they are loud enough, the call will be given for you, which is what we see from Isaac Farrant as he screams into the umpire's ear, and has been awarded a corner.
Precisely. And on the pitch, we have Max Lowry and Simon Faulkner. Not many people in the club that you'd want more than these two on the top of a corner, other than maybe Keith Turner, ex-bodybuilder and drag flick specialist in the second team, who is known to bag quite a few short corners.
Top goal scorer in the club last year, actually, Keith Turner. Great flicker. Yeah.
The kid is an absolute unit. I would pay for biceps like him. Hugh Pembroke on the injection spot. Has been known to score a few from the injection spot, has Hugh, whether that be from a routine or from a deflection.
Can I call a short corner, Ollie?
Go on.
I'm going to go Castle 2, slip behind the back to Max Lowry, bottom right.
That's gone way over my head. Let's see. Near Castle to Max Lowry, flicks hard. And I'd say that's a bit of a lucky save there by the...
What's he given? He's given
by
a
the
corner.
keeper, as it's re-awarded for a short corner. Let's have a look at this replay and see what happens.
Reading lads don't
So you
look
see
too...
the Reading keeper just gets caught a little bit wrong-footed.
Do you know what? I think that might be a P flick.
And
I think the ball might be going in.
Just about manages to clip the ball past his left poke with the inside of his right foot. Almost goes for a Ronaldo chop. But I mean, there's no pictures on the scorecards, and Chris Wyver has done very well to keep the ball out of the goal there. As he sets up again. Injection to the short castle. Max Lowry flicks, and another very good save, but it's lifted up into the body of Hugh Pembroke. So the Reading PCD has proven to be an absolute brick wall so far, with Chris Wyver being responsible for most of the saves.
He's been doing it exceptionally, hasn't he?
He has been.
Can he keep this one out
He's
as well?
kept his
I
team
hope
in
he
it.
cannot.
But it doesn't matter if the boys score now. To Simon Faulkner, flicks low. And that is... What's the umpire thinking? The umpires have stopped time to just deliberate over this this decision. I would say as a neutral, that hasn't hit his foot. But the umpires disagree.
Do you know what, Ollie? I don't think that's for a foot. I think there's some sort of debate going on. I can't tell what about. Yeah, I don't think that's to do with the foot, but they have given a corner. Let's hope.
Again, Webby, as we've said all game, the umpires are never wrong. But look, again, this is not good. This is not a good show from the East Grinstead boys. With must be upwards of 7 or 8 corners.
In my opinion, something has to change. They've got to, run a routine. I think Archie Phillips lining up on Castle 1 as a trapper. He's been known for a headside deflection. Wonder if they're going to do it this time.
Well, we'll find out very shortly. Hugh Pembroke on the injection. To Simon Faulkner. Slip behind the back to Max Lowry, who doesn't manage to get the flick off. And it's a battle in here. Daniel picks it up, takes it onto his reverse. To Matt Blood, touch to Hugh Pembroke, and it's a great save by Chris Wyver. And Reading Hockey Club proving how good they are and how much they want this win. As we said before, this win is absolutely crucial for Reading to maintain their status as a Premier League team. And you can see how much it means to them. 3-1 still to the wrong team in blue.
Absolutely huge aerial. Control with the Reading guys. Max Lowry with a good tackle. Umpire says play on. Simon Faulkner there again. This man has been playing exceptionally well this evening. He needs to play even better if he wants their team to get in the lead or even in the draw. Bit of a mishap. I think it's worth a mention that East Grinstead aren't safe, which is why it is not such a big game for them. However, they will want to stop Reading, their London rivals, I suppose, in staying up in the Premier League. James Smith, most improved player, on the ball. Unfortunately, does get taken away.
Lovely shave tackle from the Reading number 20. As he just pulls up with a sore calf there. Let's hope for his sake that he's able to run it off. But he's looking okay at the moment. As Matt Blood, or Sam Knight actually, might I say. The two of them do look very similar. Sam just loses the ball there. But nicely swept up by Max Lowry. I'd like to say that the YouTube comment section has gone a little bit quiet. If we could get some more questions for our commentators. We've also got some incredible hockey players in the filming section as well, from the women's section, if we'd like any questions for them.
I believe we have young superstar Beaver Mills alongside us. If any up-and-coming women athletes in the hockey scene have any questions for her.
Dan Faulkner just playing a nice menacing pass up to Ali Clift in that left half position. Touched off the baseline by the Reading player, but umpire seems to think that it's hit into an EG foot.
I believe it has hit Sam Knight's foot, unfortunately.
As well. As Reading again just managing to soak up the pressure that East Grinstead are putting on them. And it's a slightly different tale to what it was in the first quarter, where East Grinstead looked to be the more threatening team. But Reading have done very well to bounce back and turn the tides in this game. And also have been much more clinical, which seems to be an issue of East Grinstead. As a big stick clash goes in, and I think that's just hit the foot of number 28 from Reading. As Arch Phillips just jogs off up the pitch. Aerial to Josh Gravestock. It takes a little bit of a while to get it under control, but nonetheless, Gravy looks to put on the afterburners.
I think Gravy can get on the ball and get going forwards. He is a truly great player and can cause major issues for a Reading side. As the ball gets played over to Max Lowry, the boys look to get into high transfer. Reading shaking as they hold on to this 3-1 lead.
So fun fact about Josh Gravestock is that he once ate 63 Jaffa cakes in a day.
Classic.
I'll just let that one simmer for you guys there at home. And as the game proceeds, we'll just filter in some more fun facts about the lads because the hockey is just a bit less interesting. Now that Reading are winning, it's slightly more interesting. As Reading looking to again mount a lovely attack as number 14 dribbles hard into the left and 24 shoots hard, but into the side netting of the East Grinstead goal.
Do you know what? My heart did sink as I saw a Reading player screaming at the back post. 23 saying no thank you and went for himself. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be. Well, fortunately, actually.
Well, that's the selfish nature that can transpire when you're wearing a Reading shirt. Not for the East Grinstead though, with plenty of back post goals being scored for us boys. Showing how great lads we are. Hugh Pembroke turning the ball nicely into the inside. Playing it to his lookalike, Matt Blood. The one big difference between those two, obviously, is that Hugh is a lot better on the dance floor and can also handle a beer. Hands go up for Reading as they believe they've done enough to win a foul, but Josh Gravestock disagrees. Floating went out to Matt Blood. It just takes a bit of time. Dan Faulkner wiggling forward. And now Max Lauer in a lot of space with Ali Clift in acres on their nails one in.
Oh, long
from
corner.
the sideline from the EG faithful of goal. But just on a Reading foot. Matt Blood looks to play it in. Just swept up there by that Reading player.
Do you know what? I don't mind that from Max Lowry.
And it's a great win there from Hugh Pembroke.
I think smashing the ball into these, it's always an option for EGs. You have scored a few goals like that. And you see there, you know, it could go either way. If EG did get a touch there, it would have been a goal. Easy as you like.
Flashbacks to the win against Hampstead and Westminster, where it was a crash ball in to a lovely touch by Josh Gravestock, which proved to be the only goal of the game. And a very crucial win, actually, for East Grinstead against one of the better sides in English hockey.
What a win it was. Unfortunately, that feeling is not being replicated at the moment for East Grinstead. Five's the call. There we go. Ali Cliff takes it quickly. In the
that is a
There's an awful
tackle.
Corner given to East Grinstead. Well, rightly so.
The EG faithful celebrating there, but if our current trend of scoring corners is it's a horrible tackle, isn't it, as we've seen on the replay. But as I was saying, if the current trend of goal missing from East Grinstead from the short corner carries on, there's not much to shout about. Let's hope that isn't the case and that the boys are able to bury this in the back of Chris Wyver's net, who at the moment has done very, very well at keeping the ball out of it. Fair play to the lad. Loud calls of "Come on, Reading" from the Reading faithful. All one of them.
Give me some chat back there.
As the boys shape up for a short corner, Hugh Pembroke on injection. Injects to Lowry, nice trap. Oh, and it's just gone under the stick, I think, of Hugh Pembroke. The boys will be absolutely gutted that didn't go in the goal.
Really out of character, I must say. I think, East Grinstead, if they want to find themselves back in this game in the last quarter, 2 minutes, 30 seconds left of this one, they're going to need to start scoring some corners or, very rarely some outfield goals, although I think borderline is we need to be more clinical in the final third.
Could it be the case that East Grinstead used up all their goal-scoring ability against Nottingham in the 6-2 win last weekend?
I believe that is the wrong call, however it's gone East Grinstead way, and I'm not going to complain about it one bit. Matt Blunt just trussing off the pitch, so elegant.
Call from Dan Faulkner there of higher, higher, higher as East Grinstead look to push up the pitch. And a lovely win there from number 28. East Grinstead one-on-one now with Dan Faulkner as he gets great tackle, one back by the Reading player, and a lovely block there by Hugh Pembroke. Fun fact about Hugh Pembroke is that he once slept 39 hours in one day. And this was not a jet lag or beer-induced sleep. This was just a tired man in a comfy bed.
39 hours in a day is rather impressive, considering a day is made up of 24 hours.
Well, obviously it spanned over 2 days, Jack.
There we go.
But it just shows how multi-talented this team really is. As Reading are mounting up an overloaded attack with highlighted man of the game, Neves. As the ball goes up in the air, deemed dangerous by the umpire. And Reading are able to mount a high line transfer Ben Mackey on the ball. Well trapped there by Ben Hooper. James Smith, that's a loud, long, piercing whistle from the umpire, who was awarded a short corner.
I think that's harsh. I don't know about you, Ollie, but I think the attacker's facing away from goal. He's gone for a tackle. Admittedly, it is a foul, but I think a corner is slightly harsh.
Well, as we've said all game, so the umpires are never wrong. So let's see what Reading conjure up from this short corner. As East Grinstead just organised their PCD with James Smith running back to the halfway line now. Apparently not needed by Rich Curtis as the quarter time whistle goes for the end of Q3. Now, Jack, how important is it that East Grinstead keep the ball out of the net?
I mean, it is crucial. In hockey, anything is possible. So if they did go in 4-1, 3 goals in their last quarters is a mean feat, but nevertheless, it's not impossible. However, to keep it a competitive game, I would much rather that this did not go in the goal.
Absolutely. This is crucial for Rich Curtis and his PCD unit. I'll be interested to see what they run now, with obviously Ben Mackey, number 11, on C1, and Ben Hooper on C9. Ben Mackey with a flick and Ben Hooper with a hit. Let's see what they choose. Goes to Ben Mackey with the flick. And my lord, that is not good news for Richard Curtis' PCD unit, as it's 4-1 to the wrong blue team.
Let's look at the replay. Oh, we're not going to want to watch that again. This is...
Let's turn the replay off, please, camera crew.
Bit of a nightmare situation for East Grinstead, as well as rallies in the troops.
And I'm sure Ben Mackey, I'm not sure how he'll be feeling about that as an ex-East Grinstead player. Ben likes to score a goal, but I'm not sure how he'll feel about scoring against his old club in such a fashion.
Something tells me he probably will not mind.
Knowing Ben, which I do, he will not mind too much.
Now, Ollie, if you were in the situation of East Grinstead, what would you be telling your teammates and to try and help them get back in this game?
Well, look, as we know, East Grinstead is safe from relegation. So, at the end of the day, there's no need to panic. And in hockey, there rarely is never a need to panic. There is still 17.5 minutes to play. East Grinstead only need 4 goals, which has been done before. 4 goals, 17.5 minutes. I think they just need to keep... They've had a really good high pressure the whole game, which will be very successful, especially in that first quarter. They were really successful in winning the ball with that high pressure. And I think if they keep that on, take their chances, win their corners, options will come. It's then just about putting the ball in the back of the net, which, from a tactical point of view, you can't really coach.
Agreed. I'd just like to draw your attention to the like button and subscribe button down below. It'd be gratefully appreciated if you could hit that like or subscribe button, or if you're feeling extra good, you can hit both. Thank you very much.
Or if you've got a bit of spare pocket money, then a donation is always lovely as well. And again, let's just see if we can get some comments going in the comments section, please. It's quite cold out here, and I'd like something to occupy my mind with, other than the hockey. Unless we start winning, then I don't mind watching it. But for the time being, when we are down, then please keep firing in some questions.
Richard Lane. God, he's good.
Absolutely textbook, left to right. But just suffering there from the high pressure. And there we see Matt Blood's infamous speed as he beats Ben Hooper to the ball in that 1v1 challenge. And that is his second infringement of the game. And the Reading coach is in absolute dismay. All of the Reading players, in fact, with their arms in the air.
The Reading players facing away from the ball. I mean, at least we complain, but oh my.
I think, in my opinion, that was a cynical kick of the ball. And he's lucky to get away with just the yellow cards, in my opinion. And I'd like to draw your attention to the yellow card icon that our tech team are very proud of. just signalling that Reading have got a yellow card, so when that disappears, Reading are back to their full-strength team.
Now, I don't know if we know if it was a 5-minute or 10-minute yellow, but nevertheless, East Grinstead are going to have to look to capitalise on the opportunity. They're going to need to score a goal very soon if they want any chance of getting back into the game.
I'm sure we'll find out in about 5 minutes.
Thanks for that, Ollie.
And East Grinstead need to look dangerous as Archie Phillips is putting all that he's got into this counter-attack. Played out to Isaac Farrant on the right shoulder. Left to right. Can he get it in the D? Oh, slide tackle!
2 foot horror. Corner given.
Studs were up. The Reading player saw red and felt it appropriate. We all know how dangerous Isaac Farrant can be from those positions. He's clearly watched the game against Nottingham last week and thought to slide tackle him.
I believe that player did indeed vote for Brexit.
And I've got a feeling that East Grinstead might score this, you know. I've got a funny feeling.
A little tingle, some would say.
Some might say. We've got Max Lowry and Simon Faulkner on the top of the circle, who've proved to be unsuccessful as of yet, with Chris Wyver's team of PCD boys doing very well to keep the ball out the net. And what's this? This must be the 8th or 9th chance that the boys in blue and white have had. So let's see if they can just put this in the back of the net and just settle some any qualms that the boys might have about a potential win. Goes to Max Lowry. Flicked hard and low.
There we go,
Hard
Max
and low
Lowry.
into the bottom left of the goal. Just
Comeback
beating
is
Chris
on.
Wyver down his right foot. Let's have a look at this replay. As Richard Curtis walks off the pitch, East Grinstead going to 12 outfield players,
Going
whilst
rogue.
Reading are on 10.
I don't know if that's the play. I mean, 15 minutes left, no keeper. Bold move from East Grinstead, but I like it.
I like it a lot. I've just heard word that the yellow card is a 5-minute yellow. So East Grinstead now should have about 4 minutes playing with a 2-man advantage. Lovely bit of interplay between Isaac and Laney. As Isaac with a nice squeeze over the boy's stick.
Ollie, this is the hockey that you turn up to watch on a Saturday evening.
This really is. And now the East Grinstead faithful are starting to get a little bit more animated with the boys being in the game. Simon Faulkner on the edge of the D, plays it in. Just too high there, Simon, unlucky.
EG are going to look to go man to man, looking to full press and hopefully win the ball as James gets a bit more up and at him. Looks to be waving a stick about, hopefully. There we go, there it is.
Well, again, East Grinstead throughout this game have been very successful in their high press. So I think being 2 men up and really looking to high press is going to favour them. And hopefully will transpire into a goal or two. Need another Webby special. As East Grinstead look to get into their high line transfer here, with Max Lowry and Dan Faulkner just setting up. Long pass over to Simon Faulkner, who pins it to the corner to Matt. Slaps it in. Into
Got
the
it!
first shot! And
James
it is a James Smith
Come on, boys.
brace. The man is absolutely ecstatic.
Come on, the boys.
And now, my viewers, we have a game on our hands. As the tactics of Wesley Jackson bringing the goalkeeper off seem to benefit the boys.
I can see the Reading legs shaking as the earth starts to quake beneath them. As East Grinstead looks to put another goal past them with 12 minutes to play. Anything could happen. Richard Lane on the ball, looking to counter. It's a good tackle from the Reading boy. Laney's phrase is always go to space, of which he has done, as they look to counter the other side.
So fun fact about Laney is that during lockdown, Laney did 500 calf raises in a row. Just a fun fact for you all there. As Hugh Pembroke...
I'm not going to ask how you know that fun fact, and all these fun facts for that matter.
As Hugh Pembroke just puts in a bit of a speculative forehand shot into the back post. As East Grinstead looking to apply the killer pressure on Reading. Whistle gone, just signal Reading's way.
Back to 11 is the call.
Well, I think East Grinstead will be looking to get Richard Curtis back on the pitch pretty pronto. As Arch Phillips with a lovely win right onto the foot of number 9, Ben Hooper.
Keeper is staying off. James Smith looking slightly confused. Missed trap from Simon Faulkner. Bit of frustration coming in from the boys. Need to keep their calm. His umpire stops time.
The umpire has signalled
keeper.
Keeper's back on as Rich Curtis just comes back onto the pitch. Shouts from Ben Mackey trying to organise his team like a muggle playing wizard's chess. It's not working. Maybe his wand is broken. However, he has scored, so something clearly working. Miscontrolled, and the Reading bench goes mental for that decision. Jumping and flailing their arms, I'd argue, in a rather unprofessional manner, if you ask me, but the umpires have responded to their cries and have reversed the call. So, fair play to them.
Yeah, it's good umpiring. I don't mind that. If there's clear, cohesive umpiring, it's always nice to see. As Reading look to just keep the ball and basically soak up the pressure that East Grinstead are putting on them. 10 minutes to go. 4-3 the score.
Well, look, Webby, what did I say about time? Goals will come, and come they have. Let's just hope they keep going the way of the blue and the white. TN has commented, and thank you for your comment, sir, or madam. Final score predictions. I will go, do you know what? I will go for I'd like to say a 6-4. I'll be conservative and say a 5-4 win. I think East Grinstead have been far the better team this quarter, and will be unlucky to put less than 2 goals away, I think. Jack, what do you think?
I mean, I'd have to agree. I can only say East Grinstead win. By the looks of how the game panning out, Reading need to look to be plateauing a little bit. As I say, look to be a bit nervous. Look at the ball carrying. Need to sort of string a couple passes together, although it's looking unlikely. As East Grinstead win the ball. Great tackle.
As calls of pain from Dan Faulkner as he's been nailed in the chest.
That man is a rock.
He seems to be limping despite being hit in the chest. As East Grinstead on the attack, Sam Knight. To the floor!
What's happened there?
It was a good save by the Reading keeper as Sam Knight gets absolutely nailed.
Not happy about the decision, clearly, as he flails his arms.
But again, another opportunity for East Grinstead. The boys are looking very promising. And I think the comment of R3-4 ding might be in vain as a player goes to ground
not acceptable.
Again with another slide tackle.
Final warnings given. He is also not 5 in my opinion. It's all getting a bit hairy out there.
Yeah, Harry McClary. Let's see if the experience of Reading compared to the youth of East Grinstead comes out on top. Typically, you'd favour the more experienced team in situations like this, but given the quality of the East Grinstead players, I'd say that we've got the edge.
I think Trev Delora comes straight through the back of the Reading player. A soft whistle from the umpire teases Reading's ball.
I've seen Trevor play a few games of touch rugby in my time, and trust me, even in a game of touch, you do not want to get in the way of that guy. He runs hard and fast. And attack from Reading, just sweeps up by Simon with a lovely little dink over the stick of the Reading player. Up to James Smith, who just gets smashed in the back by the Reading player. Calls of horror from the EG faithful as he's going to look to play forwards with Dan Faulkner, V-drag specialist. Just fell over, delivers it. It's getting rather exciting now.
He outskilled himself in that
did.
circumstance.
So we've got a new question in from Lillian, goalkeeper extraordinaire at East Grinstead in the junior section, and she has asked what mine and Jack's fondest hockey memories are. Jack, I'll hand over to you for this first one.
Yeah, well, I think getting selected for England under 16s as a youngster was definitely up there in my memories. I've had a couple of bad memories that have stuck with me, such as losing to Netherlands in the last 20 seconds to stop us from going through to semi-finals, which was tough. Many good memories at East Grinstead, scoring a few goals has always been nice. Ollie, how about yours?
Yeah, so I've had a few as the years have gone on. The ones that stick out for me, having the opportunity to captain England was a really cool and proud moment for myself and my family. Moving on from that, I think at university, winning Bucks Gold was a really big moment. It was lovely to share my time with the gold medal around my neck with the rest of the club, my family and friends. That was awesome. But then more recently, coming to East Grinstead, breaking into the first team has been a massive achievement for myself, and I've loved the boys, and the club has been absolutely amazing. And really, really welcoming.
On that absolutely amazing note, Hugh Pembroke plays the ball into Sam. He plays the ball across. It's a bit unconventional. Keeper palms it away.
Thank you for your lovely comment, Tom Tyres. Again, the Jersey Clubhouse might be booming, but absolutely not as booming as the East Grinstead Clubhouse, which is the best clubhouse in the country. As Dan Faulkner goes for an ambitious pass and just hooks it off the sideline.
The boys throwing everything they can at this game. Dan Faulkner trying to put those fine margins in. Unfortunately, doesn't work out from this time. Matthew Blood, great pick in the middle of the pitch. East Grinstead looked to gather a bit of possession in the last 4 minutes of the game. Our score prediction is looking less likely as we go on. However, there's still time for at least one more goal for East Grinstead.
East Grinstead absolutely love a winner, a late winner at that. I take you back to the game against Cardiff, where Hugh Pembroke tapped in the goal in the dying seconds of the game to win the match. You might have heard the commentary from that. Calls of hard work from Ben Mackey as he is sat very still on the bench. It's easy to shout that when you're not on the pitch, isn't it? As Trevor Delora!
Great play, so unfortunate.
Lovely save again from Chris Wyver, who I think at the moment has been my man of the match for Reading. He has absolutely, as well as his PCD unit, has kept them in this game. I think Reading will be obviously be hoping that they can keep the ball out of the net still, but from an EG, as an EG player and fan, time off, and I think that signals that Rich Curtis will be coming off the pitch. As Rich Curtis comes off the pitch, East Grinstead will be hoping to capitalise on that player advantage that they did do last time.
Isaac Farrell landing in front of the ball, waving his stick. He's ready to play an aerial over the top.
And just for any other hockey fans watching, news from some other games. Nottingham University are currently drawing 1-1 with Cardiff and Metropolitan. A game that Nottingham University need to win. But I'm sure that Reading will be very happy that Nottingham are currently limiting Cardiff's points, and also that Cardiff are limiting Nottingham's points. So they'll probably be happy with that. Looking to get 3 points from this game. Let's see what EG can do to stop that from happening. Ali Cliff puts a penetrating ball in. Sam Knight picked up by Trevor. What can Hugh Pembroke do? Corner, it should be. Hit by Gravy, it should be a corner. And it's a short corner awarded by East Grinstead. In the commentary box, we think it's end of the game. The umpire's whistle hasn't gone.
What are we thinking? A Hugh Pembroke final minute goal. Once again, he is clutched, that man. Can he do it once again?
Scores another, and the EG faithful have finally found their voice in the drumsticks. If Hugh Pembroke manages to score now, there's got to be a statue of that man outside the pitch, because he is the most clutch player. Hugh Pembroke on the injection spot with Max Lowry and Simon Faulkner, poised for greatness.
Silence looms over East Grinstead as the final short corner of the game. Or so be it, unless there's a...
The umpires just checking their watches. Whistle's gone. Max Lowry flicks low. Another great save by my man of the match so far, Chris Wyver, has absolutely kept the boys in the game. And Matt Blood just hits a trickler off the end of the pitch.
Reading fans are delighted with this, with the keeper from Reading's performance this evening. I think it's right to say that he's probably our man of the match so far, as he's kept their team in the game.
And the umpires are looking at their watches as the whistle goes for full time, and 3-4 to Reading Hockey Club. Obviously, from East Grinstead perspective, it does not really matter. As much as we like to win our games, we are still safe with guaranteed Premier League hockey from both the men's and the women's next year. For Reading, however, they've done all they can do this week. With it still 1-1 in the Cardiff and Nottingham match, it's all to play for in the England Hockey League going into the last round of fixtures. From East Grinstead, we'd just like to thank all of you watching. Thank you for everyone participating in the live stream chat. If you're still here, please give one more like, one more subscribe, and if you've got any spare cash knocking around, a donation is always appreciated. From myself and Jack Webb, we're signing off. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
live for it.